Yeah.
We're up 8%, and probably by next month we could be up in prices, maybe up 10, 11. Anyway, so the key now, the question is, what are the best things we can do to boost our business over the next 3 months? And it's an open forum, and some people, I know that the samples brought in, I don't know if you were doing that before the idea came from
No,
Mark?
not at all.
You got it from Mark?
Well, from Mark, who got it from Ed?
Yeah,
I
and that
love
was, so if you wouldn't mind, Thomas, about just sharing as a reminder what you're doing,
So
and
the-
then, yeah.
The thing that Mark did last year, or was talking about last week, about going to
Would you
the
mind coming to the
Geo
front,
Warehouse,
Yeah.
please?
Geo Warehouse and printing off the PDF and sending it out to her 200 clients. We were gonna start with 50. So we just put it, the print out that comes off on the thing has a picture of Toronto, the skyline. Well, we're not in Toronto, we're in Barrie. So this is the spirit catcher in Barrie right on the bay. So it's, we just took that picture, put our pictures on, and we just had it printed in a booklet form. And so we're gonna send that out, so it's got the person's name and their address on it, and we're just gonna send out with the covering letter that Mark did.
Bonnie, what do they cost?
Yeah,
That's
that's
cost $3.25.
Okay.
And are you putting them in an
A
envelope?
white envelope, okay?
The long ones?
A big, like an 8.5 by 11 envelope with, and stamped, yeah.
And a letter from.
And the letter that Mark did.
So
We
we're
just
at about $5 by the time you have the cost.
Probably, yeah, about $5 per person. We're sending it out to 50, start and see what kind of response. we get.
Amazing.
I just did Geo Warehouse training, and it has, believe it or not, hot market, so it shows you what's been happening in the area by the neighborhood. So, it's, hey, this market's up 30%.
It's all included
It's all in
in there.
there.
The mapping is in
It's
there.
all in there.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like I never knew that existed,
Yep.
right? So you got to find it in Geo Warehouse.
It's just under Geo Warehouse PDF. We
Yeah.
hit PDF and we just email it. We email it to the girl that does it and she,
500 a year.
Every year I send that out in the spring
yeah.
to every client, hard copy. Not as nicely done as yours, that's really nice. One year I didn't do it, and I actually got phone calls asking how come they didn't get
Right.
the copy that year.
Right.
So
And you
it's
should
really a
say,
good thing
well,
to
if you send me a referral.
do. Yeah.
Bonnie,
Once a year.
We just don't, we're just trying it. We're sending it to 50 right now.
Sometimes I wonder
And we'll
if I
decide
can-
how often we're gonna do it. And then we'll make it the
so
next
your
50.
stats go
All you need is
from
one
what
call on
time
that.
to what time?
Whatever's on,
Right?
It's all on Geo Warehouse, whatever's on Geo.
Well, no, I use it in my listing presentation, but you can pick.
Oh, no, we just pick. Simple,
You just go to
PDF. Thomas?
You just go to the property,
Yep.
and then you hit PDF client report, and it generates it. It's like 13 pages, we take off the cover, take off the last page, 11 pages, put our own cover on, and it's done.
Okay.
That's
You
it.
you can get much the same report right off land registry on Trip also.
It all does it,
But
whatever's
with
there.
the Geo Warehouse one, you
Not
get
doing
the
anything,
client's
so it's
name
all,
and
all
everything
automatically.
with
It's amazing.
more information.
Yeah.
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 And you just print it right off.
And we've got people who've been ho-humming and stuff like that, so they're gonna get, you know, that's the top, in the top 150, obviously, right away.
And then
That's
a
really nice.
side note today, I was at the Toronto Real Estate Board, becoming a member, and if anyone uses like feature sheet holders, the plastic ones, I used to buy them in Staples, they're like anywhere from $11 to $15. They're $4.50 at
Yeah.
the.
Travel.
I bought 4 and I was gonna
He
buy
was
them
gonna- he
all.
has to be exactly what he
sell
said,
them
Mark. I'm gonna take them home and sell them for $10. I mean,
I would have bought a few. We get our gas back for coming here.
I think on top of that, just using Agent Locator Street Match, I mean, it works so well. Any client who ever asks me for a listing on their street, I always automatically put them on Street Match.
Yeah.
I'll say you're on from now on.
Yeah.
And they're getting anything that happens
And
on
that's
their
a
street.
touch point, right?
So
Yeah.
street, we don't have
yeah,
that.
Agent Locator Street
Locators
Map.
are-
It's through Agent Locator.
Through Agent Locator.
Oh, yeah, we can't have them, we're a closed board, remember?
You have to have
One
a
day.
significant board.
Yeah, right.
For that to work.
Okay,
So thank you for that, Bonnie.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks.
Yeah, and Mark and Ed for rekindling that. It's a great thing to use. I haven't done it for a few years. We'll reinstitute it. It used to get a pretty decent response, especially in a rising market. So, okay, any other ideas?
We're really fortunate. We have a marketing department, and if any of your offices are big enough, we have 2 women, and that's all they do. Is feature sheets, anything that you want done. So it doesn't get, and nothing gets sent out. Because we walk over to her office and say, I need 15 of these, or whatever, and it's done. So your offices, you know, it's a really worthwhile project.
The
'cause
printing
it's-
place I go to is
Saves
the
us a
college.
fortune. And time.
What's the printing place called?
It's just in her.
It's
in
in
her
her
house,
office.
but
No, it's
Michelle,
number one.
Michelle, call the colleges, and there's a Xerox company in our college, and they charge me 20 cents a color sheet. They don't charge me any extra if I use cardstock or paper, and they'll bleed to the edge. That one's not bled to the edge.
Well, it can be.
So they cut it, they'll make it so it's cut and bled to the edge.
We can't do that. We're just trying to do it fast and easy.
No, this is beautiful, Donnie.
Yeah,
This
we're
is
trying to do
great.
it fast and easy, and as I say, she did that. That was done within an hour of us sending her the PDF and get it back.
I don't remember looking. at
Okay,
it.
any other ideas? What are you guys doing? Anybody else got some ideas that was part of the homework?
I'm deepening relationships by taking clients for lunch.
That's how you get your business.
I'm doing twice a week right now, and it's been unbelievable.
Anybody else?
I'm just calling the database, having conversation. Don't talk real estate, let them wait to, how's the market?
So how does that look like? Do you have a schedule of who you're calling? Can you describe how that process works?
Yeah, it's basically, it's a buy referral only and script, and it's really good. And it's like, you know, hi Zan, I was just scrolling down my address book in my phone, and I came across your name, and it just triggered a memory when you and I were looking at houses, and we came across that house one day. And you know, if the dogs were left in the house and you and I walked in and it looks like we were gonna be eaten alive and there was dog feces all over the place and everything. It's like, it was a nightmare. How you doing?
Thanks for bringing that up. I'd forgotten about it.
No, but it brings
took
them
me
back to
years
the
to
house
forget
that they
about that,
finally
but-
bought and they talk about that and blah, blah, blah. That's it. It's that simple.
And at the end of the conversation, do
It
you
was
say,
great
who do you know at the next?
No, I don't mention that. It's just a connection, right?
And then is there a follow-up to that?
Yeah, there is actually. So, you know, I call you today, 10 minutes later, I'll send you a text. Hi Zan, it was great talking to you. Have a great day. A week later, I send you a thank you card.
Okay, so you're following the 2 and 7, basically.
Right, I mean, it's simple stuff. I love Chuck for what he's created and the team he's built, right? For me personally, I'm like, I wanna scale down. I wanna work 4 hours a day, period.
Being over 60, I guess.
It's exactly it. I love it, I love it.
Are you over 60?
I will be 60 in 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
I was
Congratulations,
60
happy
and
birthday.
right, and that's why I know it.
Let's not even go there.
No, I'm gonna be in Havana, smoking a cigar, having a rum and,
cigar.
hanging out.
For your birthday, good stuff.
my favorite
Yeah, and then we're gonna fly to the Caymans and do the same thing.
I travel every birthday. I'm
Okay.
staying in town.
Next person. Nobody wants to boost their business over the next 3 months? Laura, thank you.
So I have a lot of searches set up for different people, and I'm kind of like, been like Mark, I wait for them to put up their hand. So they're getting these listings sent to them every day. I've actually pulled up the list, and I'm pulling up the ones that just kind of starting right at the top and saying, okay, here, this is what I've got you on your list, and should we make any changes? Should we re-talk? Let's just starting that conversation again with them, because some of them haven't been talked to for a month or 2
By
months.
phone or email?
Both, if I can. So email first if possible, because I can get it done at 2 in the morning if I wake up, and phone if I'm sitting there in the office doing it. So if it's one way, then the other way has to happen within another day or two.
Too bad you didn't have Bomb.
On that
Best of
though,
both worlds.
yeah,
Okay, so you talk about that next, how's that?
Yeah, and I can do a video just as well. It doesn't have to be bomb, but I could do that. That's a good idea. Thanks, Mark.
It is the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
because it's like making a phone call but doing an email.
Yeah,
And you can do it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
that's
But
true.
the conversion rate is so different with video,
You know what?
because
You're
they
right.
see your face. And I just wanna
Yeah, I'm
say,
doing
the
it.
hurdle everybody has is, I don't have my makeup on or my hair, or I don't want them to see what I look like.
Okay.
You know what, look like how you look when they bump into you in the grocery store.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
That's pretty
There-
scary.
There are people who've made a
Last
whole
night it
shtick
would've
out of
been
the fact of, you know, the baseball hat and their hair messy, and the more you are, the more they love you.
the more
And
they
it
like
took
you.
me a long time to get over that
Or you're
hurdle.
approachable.
Yep, I mean, I look back at some of my videos and I crack up, you know, like I'll cough in the middle of it, or I'm like in the middle, and I didn't even realize I did it, but people love that.
I do that.
Yeah.
Ed had some comments?
No, I just had a question, I'm sure Mark can answer it, was that last bomb ad that came out was really weird, I couldn't even understand it.
Oh, the April Fool's one?
Well, that was
Oh,
a joke.
that
It
was
was a
so
joke.
Was that
funny.
a joke?
Yeah, it was a
It
total
was a
joke.
It's
like, how do I get
Oh
on
my
board?
gosh, I howled so bad at that.
You believed?
April
How-
Fools.
Okay,
I almost
let's do real. How many people in here watched that and believed it?
I did not.
I mean, I said, ha, ha, ha.
I didn't
I
believe it
know.
when I knew it wasn't gonna work.
I couldn't understand it.
That was
They
funny.
said they were going and hand delivering in
Did you
person your
see it?
message to people.
So
Yeah.
funny.
That was the best April
So
Fool's
have to go
joke
back
and look at it
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
David?
Thank you.
darn.
I got a question, I'm not sure if it's for Mark or Laura. What is the advantage of BombBomb over what she said? We can easily make a video and post it. There must be an
Go ahead.
advantage.
If
or
you
perhaps
do an
it is-
email and you attach a video, it's gonna be a huge file. So A, it may not go at all, or it may end up in their spam. You can't track open on it, you can't track share. You know, for $500 a year, you can do an unlimited number of email videos that will be received and they're easy to open. But what's really cool is you get a report. I wish I had mine in front of me. I'll send emails, it's mind-blowing. It'll have been opened 42 times, and I'm like, what? You know they're showing it to everybody. Come
I
on,
was
look at
Ed
this,
just
look at
trying to
this,
figure
look
it
at
out though. 42 times, still don't get it.
this. Yeah, no, it's really,
There
it
are-
makes it very easy and
Is
streamlined.
information email, or is it even the hello email?
Any
Whatever.
email you send, and
week
it's
trying to figure
easy.
it
And you can do it on your phone, and
No,
you
no,
can
what
do
I
it
meant
30
is people who will
seconds.
pass that on, 40
I got a
people.
call again.
Like if you send
Oh,
a
yes.
birthday, they're gonna send it out to people too.
Some people do, they might share it with their spouse or a friend, depends how funny it is, right? Yeah, it depends how funny it is.
There are some free services that you can use to send videos. You don't have to go to BombBomb, but I believe BombBomb is the best package, but for some of us, it's a cost-value situation. But I have an option with Gmail, and I'm not sure if it's because I use G Suite, which is only $5 a month anyway, but there's this company that's aligned itself to Google, I forget exactly the name, where they give you the same capability to send the video right in your Gmail. So, I mean, you can
Free?
all Google it, it's free. Yeah, it's free, and I think it does get you some feedback as well, and then there's still this co-video that I introduced to the group, I don't know, 14 years ago. I'm still using that. That's my go-to. It's not, it was always a constant race between them and BombBomb. Because they're not real estate focused, they're all industry focused, they're more general. And unfortunately, they don't cooperate with MailChimp or any of those. I can't get them to work. But there's always a way, because you can embed the link in your Gmail, in your MailerLite that I use. So it's a good system.
And again, it works with Zapier, which I mentioned to you guys in that last meeting. So when they go in my database, they're automatically going into my MailChimp, but also into my BombBomb account. So that I'm not doing those extra steps, they're just in there.
Then I think the Gmail one opens up in a brand new window and your message isn't there. That's where BombBomb
And it's not branded.
Video, when you open it up, your message is there below the video.
No, I believe it is. And again, I haven't used
Unless
it.
it's changed
I
now.
tested it for once or
I didn't
twice.
like it.
And again, compared to co-video, it's not. My preference is co-video. And co-video still, for me, it's like $29 a month. And it includes everything, and it tracks, and it does all sorts of things as well. There's another one before Ivan. And Mark,
Just wanna make a comment on the
before we
video.
leave, you mentioned that you could give us a little demo on, what was it, Zapier?
Yeah, but that was next meeting.
Oh, is that the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I just thought it would be appropriate.
No, I just want to make a comment on the video before maybe you're skeptical about buying BombBomb or doing this. You can do it right with your iPhone as long as it's under a minute. You can either text that video or email that video without it having to do any conversion on the file. Okay, so you don't need to have any kind of program. You just do the video, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Bob, how you doing? I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Boom, you can text it.
Just can't track anything.
No, you can't, but I'm just saying, to get you started, you know, like, sometimes what we do, we sign up for these programs, but then we don't use it. Like, get your feet wet first, and then maybe once you're comfortable.
Can you iMessage that video?
Yeah, within a minute. If it goes
Under a minute.
over a minute, then the file needs to be converted to compressed.
And that's the same restriction if you're uploading to Instagram, unrelated,
Yeah.
anyway.
And you can easily, you know, use iMovie right on your phone and, because all I do, I care about the front and the back. And I don't edit anything in the middle, like Mark said, you know, like whatever, if you're scratching your whatever, so what, so be it. But I just shorten the front because I'll do it with my selfie stick, and then I'll just take my time to start, and then I'll take my time to finish it, because sometimes you go and press on the button, or you just take the camera down, and all that stuff. Then you cut the front and the back, you're fine.
Yeah, and it's easy to do that on an iPhone, the editing is 2 seconds.
What are you using on your phone?
Just it's a camera.
It's a
same
good, it's
camera.
a quick time file.
It's your camera,
It's your
basically
camera.
video.
Yeah, but okay.
Are you drawing
And then
your
when it's
iPhone?
in the photos.
Are you sending it as a file?
You're sending it as a text message or an iMessage?
Or an email.
Okay, even the size doesn't slow it down or make
Well, you have to be under a minute.
Under a minute.
Otherwise it's too big, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want it to be over a minute anyway.
You don't,
No.
you don't.
Yeah, just be careful with your data plan. I just learned this. With a new baby, we were pictures, texting pictures,
Yes.
all sorts of them. And on my way home, I got this message saying you have exceeded your data
Yes.
limit.
Yeah.
So text use cell phone data
Oh, for
even
sure.
though you're on Wi-Fi.
And when
So
you,
keep that
and
in
also
mind.
when you connect to Apple CarPlay in your car, it uses your data as well.
Yeah, so I learned that the hard way.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I'm glad you
Whereas
told me
if
that.
you use Messenger,
Oh,
like
iPhone
Facebook
data.
Messenger or other
It's based
type of
on an app.
messenger,
Or
then you could
Snapchat.
piggyback on your Wi-Fi.
That's
Just
good.
keep that in mind, because I got a nice bill, not knowing it.
The kids use Snapchat all the time. Or WhatsApp.
Okay, any other ideas? I'm surprised we're not getting much dialogue on this, how you're gonna boost your business.
Is everybody that busy?
I'm doing something.
Okay, guys, it's Peter's turn now.
Well, what I did this year, different than the other years, this year I booked at Investor Forum, I booked the trade booth at Investor Forum. Last year I did Coffee Show. Investor Forum was way, way better. We ended up getting 88 leads. And these are investors, and 88 new leads for that one day. And so we're definitely doing that. Now, it was a big commitment, $8,500.
Whoa.
Okay. But I also got to speak for half an hour on the stage. And we've got these investors that just want product. We have product right now in the pipeline, and it's gonna be perfect matches. So we're gonna be doing it again next
So
year.
it's like a seminar that you're holding at a.
Well, this is strictly for investors. And the people that go to this are strictly, they're investors, like they want real estate investment, okay? And there were maybe 15 total exhibitors, we were one of them, but not everybody gets to speak on this stage. Like that's the gold package. I know it's a big investment, but I've got retirement homes, and I've got another one lined up for next week, that now the guy's looking at 2 projects, because I do stuff like that now. It's awesome, so I'm looking at each project at least 50 units, but the next one next week's gonna be at least 100 units.
But are you running this or are you participating in it?
No, I'm one of the exhibitors, and they won't let everybody present, because they only, the top thing was Harry Stinson, everything people know. He paid $20,000 for his, but he's doing the breakfast or the lunch.
Okay.
And so he gets an hour of time, 2 half-an-hour slots, I get a half-an-hour slot. But then Krista, our talented general manager you talked about, talent, she broke down my video that I did, and we had a videographer there that videoed it, and she broke it down into 7 segments, about 4 minutes each, with a cap on it, and so now we're gonna leverage that. So, I mean, I don't wanna do onesies. Onesies is just a waste of time. I can do one thing once, now it can be popular. We've got 478 people on our VIP investor list. Now, she'll send out snippets of that video, and we got an 88 from that day, so is it worth it? I think it's worth it. But you've gotta have you've gotta be able to match them up.
Right.
So, again, it's thinking outside the box, doing something different, so.
While we're on seminars, Ed, can you just give a recap on how your seniors seminar is going and what you've done so far?
I've done 3. I made $12,000 out of it so far.
It's all
We
right.
did one for last Monday. seniors have to register online, I don't wanna deal with have to use snail mail. We had 43 people registered, and we had a goddamn snowstorm.
Oh.
9 actually showed up.
Wow.
Wow.
So the lawyer, and we have a financial advisor this time, that was a big draw, a lady, she's really a good speaker. So she came in and she was a big draw for it, I think that helped a lot. So we're gonna rerun it again on April the 30th. I emailed it out day before yesterday, and 21 have registered so far for that. So we're doing a rerun on it.
So Ed, can I
have
get?
49 more people in my database that are getting my monthly seniors newsletter now. So I'm really dealing mostly with seniors and repeat referral, that's all.
And how many in, the total database is 48 after all?
Oh, no, in my whole database,
Yeah.
I have over 800.
800, and the same 800 will get invited?
They'll get a postcard invitation, and I'll probably increase another 150 by
That's
the next
a
one.
snail mail postcard, or?
No, it's a snail mail, but I have a contract with Canada Post, so it's 50 cents a card to mail.
Okay, that's the mailing cost plus the printing of the
Plus
card?
it's split 3 ways,
Yeah, all right, yeah.
so it's a couple $100 each.
Yeah.
to do a send.
Those 800 people, are they in your database, like from previous clients, or is that
No,
just
no,
from
I
Facebook
grabbed
ads,
I
or-
grabbed the part of Scarborough down to Lake Ontario along a place called Hill Crescent, it's a pretty exclusive area. So I have 800 and some names in that area, and then as they register, they come off the postcard format into the email format. So I don't have to ever mail them again, but then I can increase the mailing. So,
Ed, would you be willing to share your agenda topics from those sessions with us?
oh, sure. Yeah,
Maybe
I'd
if
be
you
glad
sent
to,
the
yeah.
agendas to Jonathan.
Yeah,
you could attach
the
them.
real estate part, I have a pretty good slideshow, but you know, we can only say so much. But the lawyer and the financial advisor, God, the seniors want to know so much, you know, how am I gonna stop my kids from doing this to me, or should I do this for my kids?
That's it. That's kind of sad.
That's why as a lawyer with them, right?
Great questions that the seniors come up with about their estates, their wills, and RIFs, what are we doing about this, what do we do with that? And it's an education course for me, I'm really enjoying it, yeah. So the next one is next Monday, it's at the Scarborough Village Community Center. As long as we're not over 40 people, anybody can show up if you want to have a.
What's your snow day?
Yeah, really. Mid-April.
How did your seminars get received? Like
I come up with a really nice postcard. It was really attractive and had a blending of colors in it. And and they had a special on it, colored, what's the name of it?
Color Tech?
Color Tech.
Color Tech of 50% off for 1,000 postcards. I said, oh boy, this is that. So I sent it to them and they said, oh, that's really nice. Can you send us a final proof? I said, you got it. That's it. That's as good as it's going to get. And it turned out pretty good. They were very clear. The people liked it. It's a good looking postcard. I
Did
wish
you
I
bring
brought some
one?
with me. I wish I had.
So on that subject, I know that Barb made a request to the group.
I don't mind
She's
showing you
looking
what
to
it
do these kind of seminars and is looking for some content. Anybody that can help her with content? Now, be aware that Ed's is focused entirely on
I
seniors.
think that's an amazing idea.
You wanna do both?
I have a membership at the Strangway Center and have for a long time, and it's all
Perfect.
seniors, right?
Niche
So-
marketing's amazing.
So the thing is though, that he's only got 1/3 of the presentation,
And that's all I have.
but it's very basic. It's just whatever the real estate market's about.
So I'm getting out of the business,
Yeah.
but if I was gonna stay in, you know what I would do it on? I swear to you, I was
Seniors.
gonna do this. And I should still do it.
Divorce.
Divorced men and how to protect yourself in a divorce. No kidding.
Why would I help my ex? Are you stupid?
He's not
Tell me about
invited.
your ex.
Put the meat hook in him.
Hey, there's a lot of women that cheat on men these days.
That's
You
why
know, it
she's
goes
doing
both
it.
ways. You can do the women, you know, and then I don't have to get
Oh,
on the
that
dating
sounds
site.
good. I
Well, thank you.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win. How much assets do you have?
I'm kidding, man.
How much did your wife didn't take you for?
Okay, so anybody who can share with Barb, please, you know, send her
Like if
email.
you have PowerPoint, you have a Word, you have scripts, you have whatever. I've never done one before, so this is completely out. Madhu is kicking my ass out of my realm, my comfort zone and everything else, and I'm like, oh, all right, I'll do it. Oh, all right, I'll do it. And it's always, she gives me 4 days notice, like, we're doing this.
Barb,
we're doing
don't tell us that
Oh,
she's kicking your
stop.
ass, because you're not gonna do anything that you don't wanna do, okay?
Okay, enough of the in-house stuff.
What a
Were there any other comments about what Ed's doing or Mark's video? And Bonnie, is that what you wanted to share with us, or was
Yeah,
there something
yeah,
else
no, that
that
was
you?
it.
That was it, okay. Anything else before we then move on?
Quick
David?
comment on that. If you want to do seniors, I can think of a joint car. What is that? Senior group. All
With
you need to
Zoomers.
be is 55 plus. When you join, they give you a little bit more credibility as a member. And I think most, well.
Sorry, what is this?
$19.95 a year.
Huh?
I was just gonna say, I'm
And you get Zoomer magazine.
I'll keep this open for you. That's the postcard I sent out that I did on my
Hey, can
computer.
you plug it into the screen here?
I haven't got my plugs for
Or
it.
can
Oh, but
you
David-
send it to Jonathan, please?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
send
just
it
forward
to
it.
Jonathan.
Oh,
And that's
yeah,
the
email
back of
me
it
that.
with the stamp
Yeah.
from Canada Post.
Oh, it's
So the Color Tech actually did the stamp and everything for me.
Can
Nice.
you email me that
Yeah. I'll
that
send
page
it.
and I'll put it on the
So-
screen right now?
Who did you
Now,
talk
that
to?
Canada Post, if you can just describe that for the benefit of everybody,
You
because I
have to go
know.
into CanadaPost.ca, one of the most complicated websites.
I
In
know.
the world.
I know.
Yeah, but they have an
Oh, hang on,
assistant.
Michelle,
Once
let's
you
just
get on
finish.
your phone tech support, they haven't got a clue what the hell you're talking about, so you just gotta figure it out. It's the worst thing, and when they drop them off at the post, like I go to the warehouse of Midland and Shellspeare, and I said to the guy, you guys have got the worst website, well, we know, it's terrible. He said, well, tell my manager, so I told our manager, it didn't make any difference.
Yeah.
But you know what, it does depend who you speak to, Ed, because I've spoken to certain people in the business department and they do know what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, you do
Send
have
me
to
their
go.
name.
But is there a minimum commitment? That's the question. How, do you have to commit to so many per month?
No.
No,
So what
no.
is, how does, can you just describe what?
550 cents, that's the minimum.
So you have to send a minimum of 500
But
at a
not-
time, and then you get
And that's addressed ad mail.
address
It's
that.
addressed to the people, it's not flowers.
And once you've set up the account, that's it, you just print them off, deliver them?
Yeah, and you put your card online and
Right.
they take it right off.
We do
Pretty easy once you
100
do it.
ad mail. That works out to about
Once you
11
get it set up,
cents
it's
a
pretty easy.
Okay.
But,
11.4.
yeah, I said about.
Okay, I think we've done that subject. Before
Sorry,
we close
David
this
was talking
any-
about something in relation to seniors for $19 a year. What was that?
Card.
Card.
And you also
Sorry?
get Zoomer,
C-A-R-P.
Canadian Association of Retired Persons.
or,
Magazine.
no, a Zoomer is the magazine that goes with it.
CARP is an organization.
Yes.
And what about it?
To join it first, so that it gives you more credit.